I'm Jose Homicide. I'm a musician. I act, I paint, I do everything, man. I'm just trying my hand at everything, you know. I'm not trying to put myself into a box or anything, but for the most part, I'm a rapper because I love rap music. I love music in general, but rap music is my thing. I love rap music.
Homicide, Jose, shooting at a nun. Run up on that boy and I don't even got a gun. Run up in the building with my boys and wet it up. I put 100 stack up on the table, now they know what's up. Clown you when I kill you, boy, I'm John Wayne Gacy. Promethazine, sipping codeine, crazy. How you looking up to me, still talking down? Pussy boy, we ain't equal, I'ma smile you a frown. Close my fist, yeah, you messing with a demon. Pull up at the light, I pull the 40, now we leaving. Back alley 4.
So that's what I be doing. I'm a producer. I make a lot of beats. I've been selling a lot of beats lately too. Thank God, you know. Money gets pretty tight sometimes, but then you sell a beat and then everything's like, look at me making money. Look at God, this is beautiful. Yeah, man. So it's just like, yeah, I'm just a creative person, you know. Well, I mean, you know, the way I like to see it is like, you put your own worth on your head, you know. Like, if you want to sell a beat for $100, that shit's trash, go right ahead, do it. I don't know if anybody can buy it, but like, you know, go ahead. But then if people selling like $25 beats like that, like, sure, like, that's cool. You know, like, I used to sell beats like in high school for like $10. And that was like when I was producing on like GarageBand, so it's like, I can't really judge nobody. Like, I get where people are, I get what people have to do, and sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? It's tough sometimes. I like getting into music. Well, I mean, I've always been surrounded by music. Like, music has always been a really big part of my life. You know, since I'm Mexican, I feel like every Mexican person can relate to like their mom, like cleaning the house Saturday morning at like fucking 6 a.m. And like, she's just like playing all this loud, like Mexican music. But my mom played a lot of different type of things around the house. So shout out to my mom. She really put me onto a lot of things. Growing up, it was a lot of disco music, a lot of like 70s Motown type of stuff. I really like started feeling Marvin Gaye, like the Supremes. I love the Supremes like crazy. I actually have a Supremes poster in my room from like one of their shows in London. And man, I was so excited when I got there, but that, yeah, you know. But yeah, I've always been around a lot of music like that. And I never saw myself like really getting into music until I was about like 12 or 13, because before that, I just wanted to like, I wrote poetry a lot. Like, I wanted to be a poet and shit like that, like a writer. But once I started like getting like really deep into music and like analyzing albums and like listening to like different singers and how they have their different methods of hitting songs, like that was really interesting to me, because like people could really make their own identity in like a song and like their own identity in like their albums. And I thought that was really dope, because like they can exist within that album forever. And I just like, that really intrigued me for like really young, you know? So yeah, that was just my thing for a really long time. Love music, man. Music's my life. Prince, if anything, if I owe my like artistry to anybody, it's Prince. Because the first time I ever listened to him, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, what is this? Like, what is this music? Because I listened to the first album I ever listened to him was his self-titled album, right? And when I heard it, I was like, this sounds like a female singer. Like, it sounds like he was like hitting shit like Whitney Houston, stuff like that. And it was like, at first I was confused, but then like when I got more into it, I started understanding him. And like, I really like Prince because of what he stood for and how like he wasn't afraid to be himself, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that man could like walk into the club wearing pink high heels and still take your girl. And like, that was awesome. And like, I look up to him because I want to learn how to be myself to my fullest extent, you know? And the more I looked into his performances, the more I looked into like the movies he was in, the more I looked into more of his albums, like Dirty Mind, the Prince and the Revolution album, like from his movie. Like, I started listening to like everything he would do. And then when I found out that he composed it all himself and he would do all the vocal arrangements, like, I was blown away, because like that man was like talent walking. And I owe everything I know about music to him, because he is like one of my biggest inspirations like ever. And it sucks that he passed away. Like, like in my life, I genuinely believed I was gonna meet him one day and be like, yo, thank you so much for everything you did for me. But you know, life goes on, man. But yeah, real big shout out to Prince. I like really love that guy, like for real. The music I make typically is just like it's like hip hop, rap music, R&B with like a twist. Cause like I don't want to take anything away from the hip hop community. I don't want to take anything away from the culture. I just want to show like I learned so much from hip hop at like a really young age, and I basically grew up on hip hop. So it's just like when I started getting into it, I was just trying to learn the ropes, trying to see like how people were doing it. And then when I finally learned that I could do it myself, I was like, wait, I don't have to do it like how all these people are doing it. I could do it like how I feel like doing it. Like a big like shift change for me when I started making music was Childish Gambino. I think we talked about this before, but yeah, Childish Gambino, when I first started hearing his music and how he makes rap music, he makes hip hop, but he does it in such a like a personal way where it's just like you could tell that's him, that's what he wants to do. So it's just like I want to make hip hop music. I want to make music in general that identifies with me, you know? Like I want to make music that is me, like that's my identity. So if somebody says that they don't like my music, they saying they don't like me, you know?
Yeah.
So basically it's just it's really cathartic, really personal. Like I say a lot of things about like my childhood, about relationships I've been in, about my friends, people who used to be my friends who ain't my friends anymore. And it's just me trying to express myself in any way I can through the music, you know? Because that's all I know, you know?
That's dope. That's dope. You put your heart and soul into it, you know?
Very, very much. Very much
cool.
so.
That's cool. What's your creative process like?
That's a tough one. I mean, my creative process is kind of different every time. Because, like, sometimes I just get an idea and I'll just be like, okay, let's go ahead and do that. And I'll just go to the studio. You know, I'll talk to my friends about it, be like, I have this idea for a song, let's do it. Sometimes it doesn't work out and you can't be too hard on yourself. That's something I had to learn the hard way. But it's just like, my creative process is just really like figuring out what I want to do first and then putting it on wax, you know? Because I have a lot of songs where I just like did it on a whim. Like I'll make a beat and I'll be like, oh wait, these vocals would sound dope on it, right? And I'll just throw that on. But then sometimes like I'll make a song that'll take me like maybe 4 or 5 days to finish. Some songs like I've been working on since I was like fucking 18. I'm like 20 now. So it all depends like on like how intricate and how different like I want the song to be from like my regular sound, you know? So it's just all like work in progress type of stuff like that, you know? I don't want to collaborate with a lot of rappers because like, you know, I could rap and I know I could throw down some rap vocals if I want to. It's not very hard. But I love to work with 03 Greedo. Like I don't know when he's getting out. Like free Greedo for sure. But like I would love to work with him one day. Jack Harlow. I've been listening to his last album. That's what they all say. And man, that guy is different. He's great. A great musician. The singer, The Japanese House. Like she has some beautiful songs. Like I would love to have her on a song with me or be on one of her songs. That would be amazing. Dominic Fike, I've been listening to him a lot. I would definitely love to be on a song with him too. He's really nice. And I want to say Anderson .Paak, but I don't know how that would work because I feel like our sounds would like, I don't know how our sounds would mesh, but I feel like in the future I'll be able to like, you know, like adjust my sound to how I want to sound with other artists. So hopefully one day we'll cross paths with Anderson .Paak. We'll see, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Open a show. That's a tough one. You see, like, I feel like my style of hip hop is like really like, it's really like eccentric and weird. So I feel like the artists I would love to open up for, and I feel like I would personally identify with their audience, probably like Smino or like Saba, because like they make some hard ass like hip hop rap type shit, but it's like it's different. Like they be doing it in their own way. So I would love to open up a show for them. Maybe like some old school artists, because I make a lot of old school type of music too. So probably like I don't even know, like I don't know if he'd still be doing shows. Maybe like Quick, like maybe Dre, like, you know, like some old heads like that, because my music sounds really like like funky and like old school, like with the 90s G-funk vibe sometimes. So like that's the type of stuff I want to be on too, you know? So probably like one of those.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
What's the most useless talent you have?
Useless. I don't even know, man. Give me a second. Let me think about that one.
You're like, I don't have any, dog.
No, I got a lot of really. I could chop onions really fast. I could chop any vegetable really, really fast, bro. It's kind of wild to me. That and let me think. Oh man, I'm really good at gymnastics. I've never taken no gymnastic classes, but I'm like really good at doing backflips and cartwheels and stuff like that. And I could just throw down like random accents too, like out of nowhere. It's crazy to me. Like sometimes I'll just trip out my friends because I'll just throw down like a British accent out of nowhere. They'll be like, "Who was that?" Like it's so funny, man. So yeah, probably those. Those are some useless.
What's up with your Scarface accent?
Bro, I fucking love Scarface. Scarface is one of my favorite movies, bro. Like when I was little, I would watch movies with my moms, and like after every line, like no matter what movie it was, I would just try to recreate the line that the character said like the best way. Like I remember we were watching Scarface, and then like out of nowhere right after Tony said it, I was like,
I only have two things in this planet, my word and my balls, and I don't break them for nobody, huh?
And I was just like, wait, I could do that. And then like the whole movie, I just kept on trying to say exactly what Tony was saying. So man, I love Scarface. It's so like the movie itself is really good, but it's kind of fun. Like his accent is hilarious. Like if I'm gonna be honest.
That's an Italian guy playing a Cuban dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good movie though. Sure.
It's the best. What's your favorite song to perform?
Favorite song to perform definitely has to be Backyard Party. Only because like, I mean, I've performed Backyard Party a lot of times at different like house parties, concert venues. Each time it gets the same reaction. Everybody just goes wild because like that song's so like bouncy and like groovy. And like I remember this one time I was performing Backyard Party at like a house party, and my boy Eric was there, and like I was like, I know what song's coming up next. So my energy went from like okay, we performing, but I gotta go 1,000%. And I went hard, and there was like girls dancing in front of me, and like there was like dudes like feeling it, and I was just like looking at them. And like that feeling is like, that's what reminds you what you're doing it for. Like you, like, yeah, the music, making music is cool for like the money and like, you know, like the fame and all that. But like, you know, I feel like when you see people like vibing in your music, like really enjoying themselves, listening to that stuff, like that's what keeps you motivated. That's what keeps you going, you know? So definitely Backyard Party. It's still on Spotify. It's my most played song. So yeah, you guys should check it out if you haven't heard it.
For sure, I'm gonna check it out. I've heard I've heard of your album and everything, you know. Mm-hmm. It's all fire.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
What's the most trouble Jose Homicide has ever gotten into?
Despite the name, I've only been in jail like two, 3 times. Like, oh, that sounds horrible. Nah, but like, I think it was the last year of high school, like the summer before high school, the summer before my senior year of high school. Me and my homies, like, we was staying at our other homie's crib because she was out of town, and we were like house sitting or whatever, and we forgot the key in the house. So my homeboy Calvin, he jumped the gate and he got the key, and he was like, "It's all good, don't trip." And then we like rolled out, and like I'm driving down the street, right, and I see a cop behind me, and I'm like, "That's weird. I mean, maybe he's just gonna pull me over, maybe my taillight's out, right?" And so like I'm driving, he's just real close behind me for like a cool like 5-6 minutes. And then out of nowhere he pulls me over. I'm like, man, I'm about to get a ticket. And this man pop out with the gun, like straight up the gun pointed at my car. I'm like, yo, what is happening? Another car pull up. That man get out the car, aiming the gun at me. Another car. Like 5-6 seconds later, like after we get pulled over, like no joke, like 5 cop cars pull up. They all like just aiming guns at. We like, what did we do, bro? And then I'm confused, man. Like there's a helicopter like going around the little area where we got pulled over, and like there's like at least 10 cops now, and I'm just standing there like my hands on the steering wheel. I'm like shaking because I ain't never really gotten into trouble like that. And like I'm thinking like, what could I have possibly done? And I look at Calvin, he in the back seat, and I'm like, yo, they probably think we broke into that house because he jumped the fence to get the key. And then yeah, they take me in. They're asking me questions. These freaking cops, man. They was like, oh, your hair used to be longer, huh? When'd you get a haircut? And I was like, my hair been this long since I was, man, whatever. And they were like, oh, where's your green Mustang? Like, you used to drive a green Mustang. I was like, no, I didn't. Stop trying to tell me these things. They take me to, jail, whatever. I'm sitting in the little room. It was like almost felt like solitary because like they closed the door and I couldn't even see the door no more. It was just white walls and like a stool, and I was just sitting there for like from 9 p.m. until around 1 in the morning type of stuff. No, it was probably like 11 or something. But like, yeah, my mom picks me up. She's like yelling at me. She was like, what did you do? I can't believe you. She takes me to Target, right? She takes me to Target and she tells the cashier lady, she was like, my son just got arrested. And this cashier lady looked her dead in the eyes and she's like, that's kind of hot. And I was like, you already know. And like, my mom was just like, don't tell him that. He's not supposed to feel good about it. I was just like, Mom, she not lying to you though. And man, I lost my opportunity to get that cashier girl's number, but like, you know what I'm saying? That was the story of me getting arrested for the first time. Other times it was just like skating in like abandoned buildings and stuff like that. Nothing serious, but yeah. I don't get to tell people that enough, so I'm glad you guys asked me that.
What's the best advice anyone has ever given you?
Ooh, damn. Let's see. Let me think about that one, because if I'm gonna get some good advice, I want to give it back on this show, I don't really know my dad too well. Like, we have like a weird relationship. I haven't spoken to that man in a super long time. But one of the things I remember, I was probably like 5 or 6 years old. I think he was like driving and he was mad. And I don't remember why he was mad, but all I could remember him telling me was like, if you're going to do anything in life, don't do it unless you're going to do it to your fullest extent. Something like that. Like if you're not going to go 1,000%, just don't do it. And like that kind of stuck with me because like, you're like a young kid and hearing that type of stuff is like, okay. So ever since then, like I feel like if I'm not gonna go like 100%, I'm not gonna do it at all. Cause I don't want to like put fake passion, fake energy into anything. I want everything I do to just be like real, 100%, So yeah, that's probably the best advice I ever got.
That's dope. That was from your pops.
Mm-hmm.
What's next for Jose Homicide right now?
Right now I'm finishing up another like project. I'm probably gonna put some singles out in the next couple of weeks. Cause I want to have like a little rollout, like maybe 3-4 singles until the next album, and then I want to start getting my name out there as much as possible. Like I feel like I got the substance, I got the product, but I don't have the audience right now. Like I do have like a small audience, and I appreciate them like so much. Like they keep me motivated 1,000%, but I just really want to expand my name, expand my horizons, and just show people like what I'm made of. Cause like I want the whole world to see me. I want my name in flashing lights like Kanye West.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, man.
If you could change something about the music industry, what would it be?
Oh man, I'm so glad you asked me that. Cause like I was just on Snapchat. I was actually talking to this guy, and he was telling me about how like. Cause he's kind of like rising, like he's not like too big, but he's like, getting bigger with his music. And I was just telling him like, yo, you gotta stay independent for as long as possible. You gotta have that leverage against the music industry or like the recording labels. And I feel like if I could change one thing, it would just be these crazy contracts that these like companies be putting on like young, like impressionable kids. Cause it's like, you take a kid from the ghetto who like just starts blowing up from his rap music, and like you tell him like, hey, I'm gonna give you like $1 million, that automatically that kid's gonna start thinking like, whoa, I ain't never seen $1 million in my life. My family never seen $1 million out of my life. I can move them out the hood and stuff. And it's like, they don't tell you that you gotta pay them back. They don't tell you that, oh, but you're gonna have to pay for your tours, you're gonna have to pay for your shows, you're gonna have to pay for your meet and greets, your album, your recording sessions. They don't tell them any of that. And by the time they're like halfway into their career, they're dead broke. Yeah. And they don't even know what to do anymore. So that would be one thing I want to change. Like, if I could, I would make my own like record label where I would just like sign these artists and just give them like 100% of their like what's the word? What's the word?
The writers?
Yeah, like I would give them 100% of their masters. Like I would give them everything and just let them do them and just like help them. But then again, I realized like that doesn't make them so much money, and that's where like, you know, the music business side comes in, and like it's all conflicting. But that'd be one thing I really want to change, because nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to get messed over like that. So yeah. Stream Homicidal Volume 1. It came out in September of last year. Still one of my favorite projects to date, man. I love that project with my whole heart. It's like my child. It's like the magnum opus of my teenage years, just put into an album. I want to shout out my mom, because I know she's gonna watch this eventually. So yeah, and she'd probably get mad if I didn't shout her out. So shout out to you, mom. I love you. And shout out Calvin Cujo, Slim Coach, Gabriel Guzman, Kristen, Colbert. I love them. Those are my best friends. Shout out Eric Roses. He just got interviewed and he low-key did better than me, but whatever. I don't care. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, man. Shout out to Something Dope Podcast. These guys are really dope. These guys are really, really good people. So yeah, that's about it, man.
Murder Man.
That's wonderful, man. Great interview.
Thanks, Jose.
Of course, thank you guys, man.
But baby, pour a drink. You could stay